Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? Happy to be here with you. I'm trying to set up my camera here, make sure that everything's good, that you guys can see everything. I'm trying to look and see. I'm gonna bring my camera down just slightly so that you guys can be a little closer to the action. How is everybody doing? Hey Joyce, thanks for being here. Hey Lou, hey John. How's everybody today? I have had a crazy, wonderful, fantastic day. I have hooked up with another Stampin' Up demonstrator, and we are going to be partners in accountability. So there's a lot of exciting things coming. And it was just a really great day for all of that fun stuff. And I finally said, okay, I have to go because I have to go live. So here I am. But let's go ahead while we wait for some people to pop in. I'll talk a little bit about our paper pumpkin because we only have a few days left. Saturday is the last day if you want this paper pumpkin. I don't want you guys to miss out on that because it's going to be pretty awesome. If you missed last month's paper pumpkin, oh, I'm so sorry because it's amazing. All right, so next month's paper pumpkin is called Welcome In, and it has to do with the Countryside Inn. Let's see, let me find that suite for you guys in the catalog, so that if you are into the suite, you're going to love this next paper pumpkin. It's this suite of products that's going to coordinate with the Welcome In suite. So, Welcome In paper pumpkin. So I'm really excited about it. I haven't actually used these products yet, but I'm definitely putting them on the agenda for next month so that I can use some paper pumpkin into my regular lineup when I use these products. The paper is fantastic. It's beautiful, and I think that we're really going to love it. The theme is hospitality, and so that's what they're talking about. I forgot to check right before we went live if we still have the cards from the other paper pumpkin, but I'm going to check that while we are talking about. But if they're still available, the kit from May, it had an add-on set of cards. There was 18 cards for $10. I mean, you cannot beat that, guys. It's a fantastic deal. And you don't want to miss out on that if it's still available. The scenes are gorgeous to those paper packs, and it's the one that I used last week with the motorcycle set. So definitely check into that. If it's still available, you definitely want to grab a set because it is scenes for so many cute things. I have seen them even put the Zany Zoo creatures with these cards, so you don't want to miss the fun that you can possibly have with this pack. DSP sale is live and going strong, so for the whole month of June you get 15% off. Hey Anne, thanks for joining us. I'm so happy to have you here. What part of Australia are you from? Hey Clem, hey Mima, hi Mimi. But the designer series paper sale is available for the whole month. Pretty much as long as it's not a specialty paper, it's on sale. I do have on my blog, on every blog post, if you scroll down to the bottom, I have all the paper that's available and there's links. So if you click on that paper, it'll take you to my online store and toss it for you in the cart. And then you can add whichever ones you would like to get. So 15% off of the paper. The starter kit is also on a fantastic deal. Canberra. I don't know where that is in Australia. I don't really know Australia that well, but I've not heard of that. Welcome to my live. I appreciate having you here. So the starter kit, instead of being $125 for $99, it's now $155, so an extra $30. You're also going to get a paper pumpkin in there. That's almost a $25 value. You're going to get packs of catalogs, so you never know when you're going to be able to pass those out and somebody will decide they want to get something from you. It comes with totally customizable, so you can pick anything you want. You can pick one item, or you can pick a bunch of little items, and then you're going to get a discount. The really cool thing is if you sign up during June, it's the end of the first quarter is June, so you don't have to make any minimums until the end of the next quarter, which would be July, August, September. You have until the end of October that you could purchase at a discount without having to worry about any minimums or staying active. So it's basically like joining as a membership to be able to purchase things at a cheaper price, kind of like Costco or Sam's Club membership. So if you think that you want to spend at least $100 in my online store, the best thing to do is sign up, get your starter kit, get $155 for your $100. You don't even pay shipping on it, and you're on your way to get anything you want at a discount until the end of October at the very least. So it's really a no-brainer. All right, kits collection, guys. I didn't see a June kit. If we have one, I think I missed it. But this is the last kit that I showed, the little shaker confetti birthday card kit, which is super cute. Clem actually made some cards with it. Oh, fantastic. I'm reading the comments, guys. Every time I get quiet, I'm reading the comments. Oh gosh. But anyway, so as far as the kit, Clem did some cards with this kit. She did some cute cards, and they're in my VIP group on Facebook. So if you have not joined my Facebook VIP group, it's a place for my customers to go and post ideas. I also post cards that I make and projects that I do. Here's April's Forever Friends kit, and of course I have a bunch of kits. Kaleidoscope, I think this one's out of stock right now, to be honest with you, so I think that's enough talking for once. Online exclusives, don't forget about those. Some of the items are already selling out. If you have missed the 3D Basics 3D embossing folders, they're fabulous. Do not miss those. It's a 3-pack of embossing folders. So if you missed those, grab those for sure. And pretty soon we'll have some new, starting I think July, we get some new online exclusives that will be added to the store. So we'll have some fun new products to work with. So let's talk about this week. This week we have been using the Paper Florist, which is covered here, dies, and I have to say these dies are to die for. Hey Rita, thanks for joining us. They're standalone dies. They do not have a stamp set, in other words, that they go with, but they pretty much go with every word set, every shape set you could ever think to have. When I decided that I was going to use this set of dies, I pulled out all my different shapes, all my different pieces. I pulled out word sentiment sets because I knew that they were going to be the perfect backdrop for these fantastic dies. And when you see them like this, you just think, oh, those are nice, but what am I going to do with them? How do I put them together? What am I going to make with all of these little flat flowers? And today we're going to do 4 cards from a one-sheet wonder, which I'm going to teach you how to cut and do, and you're going to love it. It's going to be a lot of fun. But I will show you the 2 projects that we've done so far. So this is Sunday's project, And I made this card with the beautiful Paper Florist Dies, and I have a small one inside here. So this is one of the cards. And then yesterday I did this card right here, which I just love the colors of this card so much. I definitely am going to be doing something else with these colors because I think they're fantastic together. But anyway, so this is my card from yesterday. And today we're going to do these 4 cards. Let me show you those. Let me move the dies out of the way. So we're going to be making this card here. This card here. I hope I'm in camera. Let me see if I can go up a little. There we go. So these are going to be the 4 cards. I showed them in the thumbnail if you clicked on it to come to the live. We're going to learn how to make these, and the designer series paper that we're using is a piece of 6x6. It's this particular piece, and it is from the Bright and Beautiful, which I have to tell you, I've ordered another pack during this DSP sale because I am going through this paper. I love all the colors in it. I love all the patterns in it. It's pretty amazing. And so we're going to start with this piece of DSP, and we're going to make these cards from it for this particular class. So let's go ahead and get started. I also used the Banners Pick-a-Punch for all of, you can see all of my little bannered cut pieces on my cards. And then, of course, the flowers themselves are always the little stars of the show, aren't they? So first, let's start with the One Sheet Wonder portion of our project. So I'm just going to move this stuff out of the way, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do to cut our designer series paper. So let's move our Charming Sentiments and our Paper Floral. So we're going to start with a piece of 6x6, and I'm going to grab my paper trimmer, and I'm going to show you how to cut this. Now, my blog, when this is all over, it's going to have, oh, thank you, Joyce. The blog is going to have this, and it's going to have photos of this piece cut, and it's going to have a diagram that I made for you guys to help you know what pieces that you cut go on which card. So don't worry about having to take like copious notes on how to recreate what I'm doing today. I tried to be really specific and even give you what pieces to cut from the die set for each card. So my hub at my website, inkyhandswarmhearts.com, is the place that you're going to want to go to recreate this One Sheet Wonder. So the first thing that we're going to do is, this is a 6x6 inch piece of DSP, and we're going to cut it at 2 inches. So I'm just going to cut a 2-inch strip off. So I've lined this at the 2-inch mark. And so now I have a piece that's 2x6 inches and a piece that's 4x6 inches. Okay, we're going to take this piece that is 2x6 and we're going to cut a 1/2 inch off of the end. So I'm going to line this up at the 1/2 inch mark or at the 5.5 inch mark, whatever you prefer, however you prefer to cut. I like to do all my small cuts on this side of the line and my larger ones on the other side. So we're going to cut a little 1/2 inch piece off. So now we have one piece that is 2 inches by 5.5 inches and 1/2 inch by 2 inch. Okay, so I'm just going to lay them right here temporarily so that you know what we have and what we've cut and what we're doing. Okay, so this is what we have so far. All right, so now we're left with this 4-inch piece by 6-inch piece, and we're going to go ahead and cut this in half. So we're going to do at the 3-inch mark down that 6-inch mark. It's going to give us 2 pieces that are 3 inches by 4 inches. Okay, so we're going to line this at the 3-inch mark. and we're going to cut it in half. So now these pieces, see how they stack right on top of each other? They're the identical size. I'm going to put one of them down just for right now, temporarily on here on the side. I'm going to move this over so that you guys can see. I don't know how far over you can see, but I'm hoping that if I move over a little bit, you'll be able to see as I lay the pieces down. Okay, so now this 3" by 4" piece, we're going to cut it at the 1" mark, and we're going to take 4 pieces. So we're going to have 4 1" by 3" length pieces. Okay, so I'm sliding that to the 1". There's one. I'm putting it at the 1". There's number 2. Again at the 1". And then we have 2 pieces that are 1". Are you guys still with me? All right. Now we have one more piece that's 4" by 3". And what we're going to do with this piece is we are going to cut a 1" piece off of the end. And then we'll be left with a 3 by 3" piece. Okay. So just like we did here, we're cutting 1" off. That's going to go right there. Now we're going to fill this little hole. So this is a 3 by 3" square. We're going to cut it in half. So half of a 3" is 1.5. So now we have 2 pieces that are 1.5 by 3. And we're going to take each of these pieces and cut them at 1.5 so that we have 4 squares that are 1.5 by 1.5. So there's 2. And then here's our other piece. All right, so that's our 6 by 6 cut into pieces. I hope that you guys followed along. If you did, give me a thumbs up and let me know, or just say, yay, I'm with you. It was simple, whatever you want to say, just give me some feedback so that if I have to explain something, I will do that for you, because I definitely want you guys to know how to get to this stage. I'm just going to wait for you guys to give me the thumbs up, the approval, and I know that we're good to go. All right, we got it? You got it? Yay! Okay, so now we're going to cut a couple pieces. So we're going to do 2 cards that we're going to cut at the 5.5". I have to turn it this way, sorry. At the 5.5" mark. So we're going to make some card bases, okay? So we're going to cut, this is 2 cards. Okay, we're going to make 4 cards, remember. So we have 2 that are 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to get another piece, and I'm going to do another one that's 5.5 by 8.5. So that's our third one. We have 3 that are 5.5 by 8.5, okay? And now we need 1 piece. I believe this is, let me make sure. I grabbed it from my scrap bin. It is. Okay, so this is a piece of Berry Burst cardstock that's also 5.5 by 8.5. I wanted one to be solid. So in the inside of that card, I need to make sure that I put a lining, because I just think it's too dark of a color. So I'm going to cut this piece here that's left down to 4" by 5.25. And then this is going to be the liner for that Berry Burst card. All right, so you're cutting, whoops, I hit the score mark. That's not what I meant to do. All right, so you can see this gives you that little line on all the sides. This is going to be the inside of that card. And then we're going to just need some scraps of basic white. That's all we're going to need to get started. So what we're going to do next is we're going to bring in our Simply scoreboard. You guys know I love this thing. And I am going to score all of my cards in half. And we're going to make our life easy. So we're going to score them at 4 1/4. I'm just scoring and sliding down. So we'll have our 4 card bases ready. All right. So there's our 4 cards. They're all scored and ready to go. All right. So this one's going to get a liner, and the rest are just going to be plain. But they're going to have pieces that go on top of them. So I'm going to grab a piece of Berry Burst, and we are going to cut this for the top of all of our cards, okay? So all of these are going to be the same as the liner, but they're going to go on the top. So I'm going to cut this piece down to 5 1/4. And then we're going to cut these at 4 inches. And that gives us one. We have another one to do at 4 inches. So literally you're using a piece of cardstock to get your fronts for 3 cards. We're going to do one more. So this one, we're going to cut it at 4 inches, and then we'll cut the end at 5 1/4. Because we only need 3. Remember, one of them is going to be that base, so 5 1/4. So then once I'm done cutting this, I'm going to show you guys where we're at. You tell me that you're still following me. I'll be so happy. All right. So now you have 3 half sheets, 1 half sheet that's colored, and a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece. And then we have 3 5 1/4 inch pieces. Like one's the opposite of all the others. So this one's going to go here, and this one's going to go here. Okay? So 3 in this color combo, and 1 in the reverse. You guys still with me? Okay, good. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to put all the liners or the top pieces to the side, and I'm going to go ahead and burnish on that score line for the 4 cards. So I'm just going to put my corners together, grab my bone folder, and I'm just going to score them regardless of what color they are. They all get scored the same and folded and burnished the same. Okay, that's number 2 of the white one, and then here's number 3. All right. So now I have 3 card fronts in white and 1 in Berry Burst, and I have 1 1/4 sheet trimmed so that it'll be in white and 3 in Berry Burst. You guys are good? Yes, John, I love my bone folder. You guys know that. All right, so now we're going to take these pieces from my 6 by 6 and we're going to place them where they live, okay? So this white piece, I'm going to slide it inside for right now. It's going to be the liner of the inside of the card. And then the rest of them, these are going to go on the outside. So they're going to live like this. I'm going to, hopefully I'm in camera, I'm looking as I place them down. It's a little bit delayed, but I'm hoping that it's going to catch up. So this one's going to go like this. And then hopefully you guys can see that so far. Let me make sure that I'm in camera. Yes, I am. Yay, okay. So that's what we have. Now we're gonna move our pieces from our cut DSP onto our cards. This 4 1-inch by 3-inch pieces are gonna go on this card base or this one, doesn't matter. And that card base, you're gonna do an up and a down. So we're gonna do 1 down, 1 up, 1 down, 1 up, okay? This set of 4 little 1.5-inch pieces, we're gonna put it on this card, and we're just going to move them over. And it's gonna be 4 squares with a little bit of space in between them, like that. You guys still with me? Okay. This piece, this long piece that is 5.5 by 2 is going to go on this solid berry burst on this side, all the way butted up against. There's not any gap, like that. And this one here is going to get this. Actually, I'm turning this one this way. Sorry, I forgot. This one doesn't go up and down. It goes sideways. This one goes up and down. So we have these 2 pieces that are left. You have the 1 by 3. That one's going to go here like this. And this little 1/2-inch piece by 2, we're going to flip it over. And you can see on the back of this paper is a lemon lime twist. And so I'm flipping it over just so that I have another color. And that piece is going to go there. You guys still with me? Well, I just think it's fun to do one-sheet wonders. They're really a lot of fun, and I wanted to do something different for you guys for the live. I always like to do fun, extraordinary things when I'm live with you guys and you can see it in person and I can get some feedback as to whether you're staying with me. So those are the designs of our card with our 6x6 one sheet. And then, of course, you had 2 sheets of berry burst. Well, 2 and like 1/4. And then the white pieces is the same. So that's where we're at right now. So now I have all of my little pieces and parts already cut, and the flowers that are going on each piece, I've already die cut them and set them up. But what I want you guys to know is on my blog, when you go to my website, you're going to have this laid out like this, and next to it are going to be the pieces that go with it. So don't worry about taking screenshots or trying to keep up, because trust me, you're going to be able to keep up, I promise you. Okay? We're just going to take it a little at a time. We'll start with this card since it's the one that I decided to grab first. And so this one, we're going to use this wider strip of basic white, and I just cut it from scraps. So I'm going to give you dimensions, but I'm not 100% sure that it's going to be the absolutely perfectly right dimension. See how this goes all the way across? It's not going to go all the way across. So just whatever sentiment you want to use for your particular card that you make, just make sure that it fits onto that strip, okay? I'm using Charming Sentiments for all of mine. And I'm using this one that says, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. So I'm going to start by stamping. I'm going to leave these little pieces to the side for right now. And we're going to stamp this piece with Berry Burst ink. And then I've used rhinestones, just our basic rhinestones, for all my embellishments. So I'm going to go ahead and ink up my stamp here. And I'm going to stamp this to this side, to the left end. And then we're going to just trim down our piece. So I just needed to make sure that my scrap that I was using was wide enough to be able to fit that sentiment, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. I'm going to go ahead and clean. It's the only thing that I'm stamping for this card. And so now this is why it doesn't matter how long you have it. I'm going to trim it. It's way too long. I'm just going to trim it about, I don't know, about right there. And it may be shorter than my original card. Doesn't matter. We're going to stick this into our banners Pick-a-Punch. So I'm going to use all of the flagged ended pieces. So I'm going to turn it upside down because it's like how I like to do it so that I can make sure that my piece is in the punch the way that it's supposed to be. And then I'm just going to give it a punch. I'm happy with that. I'm going to discard this piece. And then this sentiment is going to come from this side. Now, these two pieces here also need to be banner end cut. So I'm just going to slide them in. Now, this one's a little short, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to use. I keep on my desk some thin little edge pieces when I cut cardstock. And so I have these little skinny ended pieces. And so I'm going to grab my silicone mat here. And I'm just going to put a dot of my wet glue. If I can get it going. That's actually not. There we go. Just a dot. I'll bring it up to the camera so you guys can see. You know this glue, when you haven't used it yet, it has like that little residue that you pull off. There's a little dot. Hopefully it'll... Okay, so I just put a dot. And this I know is going to be glued down on my card, so I'm not really concerned. So I'm putting it on that end. Now I have a handle. I'm going to slide this into the punch. And when I have it in and it's lined up, pushed all the way to the back, I'm going to give it a punch. And then I'm just going to go ahead and separate it. And I'm going to rub off that extra. And just leave it on that silicone mat for right now, because I don't want it to get stuck to anything else. And we're going to go ahead and glue all of our parts and pieces down and then assemble our little flowers for this card. So I'm leaving this on that mat. I'm going to start with my background. So we're going to use our wet adhesive. And we are going to add our berry burst onto the front. Leave our little 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Then this is going to get glued next. It's my sentiment. And we're going to put it, I don't know, about 1.5 inches or so down. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to make sure that it's on that end and that you can't see any berry burst sticking out from that side. And then this one is going to go next, and it's going to be, a little over 1 inch maybe down. So we'll flip that one over. So doing these one sheet wonders are just a really fantastic way of making some cards in a quick way. And you can incorporate this fantastic little set of dies. I've had so much fun using these Paper Florist dies. They were something that I spotted right away in the catalog, my very first chance to look at it. And I could not wait to get my hands on it. And I have not regretted buying them, not once. All right, so there's our basic card. Now we're going to do some florals. Now, this floral is a very simple floral. I'm going to show you what to do. So this die right here, when you die cut it, you get 2 large X's and 2 small ones. lines. Okay? And then these little stitched circles came from those 2 dies right there. Okay? So I'm using Fresh Freesia is the ink color, and then this is basic white. And all I'm going to do is add a dot of wet adhesive, and then I'm going to put together my X's so that they form a daisy. Do the same thing with my smaller one. So you see, there's our quick daisy. You guys love that? So this is the simplest of all the cards. Now I'm going to put a mini dimensional in the center of both of them. Okay. And I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. Got to find it. Here we go. And pull the back off of both of those into the trash. This one's getting the large, and this one's getting the small. I'm going to bring it up to the camera for you guys. Pretty cute. 2 little daisies. And now I'm going to put dimensionals on the back, only this time I'm going to use the regular size dimensional, even on the little one. I think it can fit. So there's my 2 dimensionals on the back, whoops, of those. And let's grab our Take Your Pick tool. We're going to pull them off. And I'm going to put this one, I don't know, maybe like that. And I'm going to put the little one down here with both of these little colors. And that's my quick card. The next step is the rhinestones. I'm going to do 1 medium and 2 small. So let me grab my Take Your Pick tool, the other side. I'm going to grab 1 there, 2 small ones, maybe here, and there. So there's 1 card done and dusted. Pretty easy, right? This was our most simple one, so that's why I started with it. I wanted to reel you in slowly. All right, let's move on to our next more complicated card, okay? Let's see, where am I going to put this? I have so much stuff everywhere on my desk. All right, let's try. All right, let's work on this one. This one's a little more complicated, but it just has 1 piece of designer series paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put in my liner inside. I'm not going to stamp anything on it. It's going to be a congratulations card that I'm choosing to make this one. So I just want to leave room. Whatever I want to write in the card when the time comes, I will do that. I'm not going to put an inside sentiment. You guys can if you wish. So we are going to go ahead and put our liner in first. So there's our basic white inside. And for the outside, we're going to attach this right here at the top and no edges, okay? Does anybody have the Bright and Beautiful DSP? Do you guys like it? I thought I was gonna like it, but I didn't realize that I would love it as much as I have. I have used it for so many projects. I wasn't expecting to use it for as much as I have, but I absolutely love it. I'm turning my card upside down because it's easier for me to see if it's closer to me to attach this piece of designer series paper. And I want it to be flush at the top and flush on the sides. And I'm going to make sure that if anything's sticking out, that it's on one end or the other, so I don't have to cut on both sides. But I think I did a pretty good job with that. And so there is our piece on top. Yay, Mimi, I'm glad you like the little daisies. Yes, I have enjoyed using that Bright and Beautiful DSP way more than I ever thought I would, and I did not even buy the balloon stamp set that went with it. And I have like used and used and used it. I just love it. Okay, so this particular card is going to get 4 flowers assembled, so there's a lot of pieces, and the colors that I've chosen for these particular flowers are Lemon Lolly and Bubble Bath. What I love about this particular paper pack is that it has so many of our new colors, and I think that that makes it fantastic. All right, so now I have all my pieces. I'm going to move my card to the side for right now because we're going to do a little gluing of our flowers. So we're going to start with this flower here. I'll show you the die. This is the die, and you can see they're attached on one die. So you'll get the larger and the smaller piece. And I cut those out of Bubble Bath. And I'm literally going to put a dot of glue right there in the center. And then I'm going to find the way that I want the smaller piece, how I want to position it. You guys do you. However works for you, whatever makes you happy, however you want to spin yours, you know, however you want it to be. I'm going to put mine like that. I just always turn it until I find my happy place. And then this teeny tiny little yellow piece, I'll show you what it came out of. And it's out of Lemon Lolly. It's this die that you cut 4 of those little babies at the same time, okay? So that makes it a little better that you can cut 4 at a time, put them in a little baggie, stick them with your flowers, and when it's time to use it, you're good to go. So let's grab my tweezer. I don't want any glue in my fingers because I got a lot of gluing to do. All right, so we're gonna do this. This flower is done. Put to the side. All right, let's work on our next one. These little flowers here come out of a 4-pack. So it's 4 dies that are attached together, 2 large, 2 small of the same kind. And I happen to use 2 of the large in Lemon Lolly and 1 small in Bubble Bath. But for this particular one that we're doing, we're going to use that. And then we're going to use this little larger with all the little pinholes in it. That's going to be the center, and that's all I'm doing with this card. So I'm going to actually, instead of put wet adhesive, I'm going to put a dimensional in the center and line that one, and there's my second flower. Done. Let's keep going with yellow. So we're going to take this one, and then remember these came from the little X's that we made those daisies from. Well, we're not making daisies this time. So this time we're going to take these 2, and I am going to put a mini dimensional in the center of that large flower. Pull the back off of it, and we're going to line the large piece, and we're going to put it the opposite direction of those 4, okay? And then we're going to put another mini dimensional right there. But before I do anything or pull the back off it, I'm going to use my bone folder, and I'm going to curl the ends of that X looking flower forward. So I'm just holding my thumb at the end of that piece and just pushing it forward, like rubbing it up against my finger and off. Kind of how you curl ribbon when you have like a nice package that you're making and you want to curl the ribbon. Same style. And before I glue the small one on top, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to go around and lift those kind of forward. It makes them, it cups them. All right, so we'll pull the back off of that one. And now we're going to put this the opposite direction. Okay, so there's 2. And then it's going to get a yellow center, but I'm going to just wet glue it. So I'll put a flat amount on there, just enough to cover that little piece. And we're going to top that one, and I'll bring it up to the camera so you can see this flower. So there's that one. All done. One more to go. Move the leaves over, put that one down. So we have 3 pieces left. So these are the 3 pieces that are going on this particular flower. I'm going to use a mini dimensional, but before I put it down, I'm going to curl these backwards instead of forwards. And literally you can get so many different flowers just depending on if you curl the petals back, front, what you choose to do with them. It really is fun. So there's that one. We're gonna go ahead and pull the back off of that. And I'm gonna put this little wild looking piece, and I'll show you, there's only 1 die of this. That's what it gives you. That one right there. So we'll put this one in the center. And then we're going to put another mini dimensional right here. I'll pull the back off of it. And then it's going to get this round circle. So that one came from this die right here. It's just an open circle. And it's just a flat little circle. So I'm just going to put that on top. And then that's my 4th flower. So now we're going to go ahead and decorate this card with these 4 flowers that we made. So I thought that I had my little piece that's I was going to stamp congratulations, but I don't know what I did with it. Maybe I didn't tuck it in there. I don't know. Let me grab from my scraps. You guys, I keep like, see all my little white scraps? I just keep them on my desk. So I'm sure I have something that I can use. I just got to find the right, this one maybe. All right, see how this is uneven? I've just trimmed it. So this is why I keep my little mini guillotine cutter on my desk, because you never know when I'm gonna need to fix something that I've done that I'm not really that thrilled about. So we'll just clean that right up. Let me make sure that we're not, I think that I'm gonna make sure that I'm straight. I didn't really check the first time. There we go. All right, so now I have a little straight edge. We're gonna go ahead and stamp on that with the word congratulations. Again, from Charming Sentiments, it's this one right here. And it's actually bigger than it looks on the actual packaging, because I think they're only at 85%. Yeah, 85%. So it's actually bigger than that. You'll see when I stamp it. And I'm going to position it to this side here. So I'm just going to make sure I'm inked up. And I'm going to position it to this side. And hopefully I won't stick my head in the camera and I'll be centered. If not, we'll flip over and we'll try again. Hey, I didn't do too bad for not being able to see what I was doing. And as you can see, again, it's too long. This is what we want it to look like. So it's pretty close to that end, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my scissor and I'm going to cut, about there maybe. And then I'm going to grab my banners, open it again. I should just leave it open, but I'm just going to stick it in here, slide it to the back, make sure it's centered, and give it a punch. There's my word congratulations. I have a little smudge on there. Hopefully my eraser is going to be my my friend, and it is. It's removing it. Perfect. So off we move to the next stage. All right, so now we're good. I'm going to move this. I'm going to go ahead and clean my stamp before I stick my hand right in that congratulations word, because if you guys know me at all, you'll know I'll do that. All right, let's go ahead and attach our card together. So we're going to put this one here. I'm going to actually curl, I think, this one back just slightly, just so that it has a little more lift when I place it down. All right, so I'm just going to place them where I want them for right now. Okay, we're going to put that one there. Then we'll put this little daisy, maybe like that. And then we'll put this one that way. And this little guy on the side, okay? This is what they're gonna look like. And then we're gonna stick our leaves in. So I'm gonna put my leaves first. And I'm only gonna put adhesive on the back. And I'll show you how I do it. I'm gonna just go along this side here and up right to that section. That's all the glue that we're putting on our leaves. So they'll have a little movement. I'm gonna move this flower out of the way and I'm just gonna put that down. And then this is gonna be like that. And then we're gonna go to our next one and we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna figure out where I'm gonna place my leaf down. And this one's gonna be a little higher, maybe like that. All right, and then these are gonna be next. I'm gonna put this one in the middle, maybe like that, going to that side. And then we'll do one more. And every time you do a card, it doesn't have to look like mine, right? No one's gonna see my card and know what I did. So you just make your card yours. However you like your leaves to go, do it. There's no right or wrong. This is crafting, we're having fun, right? So now I have my 4 leaves down. Don't have to worry about those anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of dimensionals onto the back. So I'm gonna put one on this flower back here, and I'm gonna grab my take your pick tool, pull that off, and we'll put this one down first. So there's that one, and it's almost to the edge. Press it down. I'm gonna glue this one flat. I'm just gonna leave it flat. So I'm just gonna leave it there for right now since it's gonna be flat, and I'm gonna raise this one up. And I think I'm gonna give these a little curl forward, and we'll put a dimensional back there. Pull the back off. All right, and then this one's gonna be like a cross in this direction, okay? And then this one I'm just gonna glue down flat, I mean not flat as well. I'm gonna pop this one off. I'm gonna only leave the one flat. I just feel like that one doesn't need to be lifted. What do you guys think? Should I lift that daisy looking one? I don't know what kind of flower that is, but should we lift it up? You tell me. If you guys wanted lifted, I'll lift it for you. That's that one. Yeah, curling the petals, it's such a small amount of what you're doing, but I think it adds a lot to it. Do you guys think we should lift up this flower too, since the other ones are just a little bit raised? Let's do it. Just gonna put a mini dimensional on the back. You have to use something small because it has a very small center, and I didn't put anything wide on top of it. So we'll pull that off the back. And we'll go ahead and attach this little crazy, let's see, how am I gonna put it? Maybe like that. I wanna fill that line. And then I'm gonna let this petal go on top of it, just like that. That's where we're at. Let's put our congratulations, and we'll be on to our next card. This one was a little bit more time consuming, but you had 4 flowers to do, right? All right, so this one's getting the congratulations, and it's gonna be on the right side. I just got glue all over my fingers. So I'm gonna grab a baby wipe from my drawer because I'm that person who makes that kind of mess. And then we're gonna go ahead and grab our rhinestones, and we'll get 1 large and 2 small again. All right, let's see. Let's put 1 right there, maybe here, and I don't know, here, how about right there? All right, so there's our next card. All right, let's move on. Let's do the one, let's save this one for last. Let's do this one. since it's these 4 little back and forth strips. So the first thing we need to do is position it and get it ready to go. Trying to clear my messes off. All right. So the first thing, of course, we know what we're going to do. We're going to glue our berry burst. Yeah, that's a great name. Crazy Daisy. I love that. Thanks, Joyce. That was a great name for it. I think it's such a pretty flower, though. I love that its petals are more wild, because to me it looks more natural, like a more natural daisy, right? They're not always perfect. Nature's not perfect, but it's beautiful in its imperfection. All right, so there's that one. All right, we're going to start this one down, this one up. I'm going to lay them out, and then I'm going to pick them up one at a time and glue them when I'm happy with how I have the placement. Let's see, maybe like that. Move this one over, maybe down a little more. Yeah, I think like that. I like it. What do you guys think? I think that's good. All right, let's start with this one. And we'll glue these guys down. And then this one's gonna get 2 flowers. So this one's not too much. And then our last one has 1 flower. So we're doing good. All right, so there's that one. Let's put that one down. Take our next one. This one's gonna be up a little bit. So make sure we're good. This one's gonna say woohoo on the outside. You never know when you need to congratulate somebody or have cards for those fun occasions, right? You gotta have a little bit of everything with all your cards. All right, and let's do one more. All right, so this one's gonna be up like that, maybe a little farther down. All right, so there's our base. This one's gonna get 2 flowers. They're gonna be white with yellow centers. All right, got that. Now for these, I used the same little rounded 4-pack, I call it, this die right here. And so it cut out of white. I got 2 small and 2 large. There they are. And then these are the ones that are dotted. And that one came out of this die right here. And then the final part is the leaf. And there's 3 leaves in this package. So there's that leaf. And I cut 2 of those, okay? And we are gonna do, for our words, we're gonna do woohoo on the outside, and then on the inside I just wanted to have a reason for the woohoo, so we're gonna stamp super fantastic mega news, and that way it goes with any news that you possibly could have to tell somebody, right? So let's go ahead and woo, I pushed that down kind of hard, but that's okay. Hopefully I don't get crazy when I stamp it. Hey, worked out okay. But look at that mess I made on there. Let me clean it. And then I have the other right on the back here, so it won't take long. All right. I just pushed too hard. I got excited. I'm gonna put that on the inside. And I really love this sentiment. I think it's really cool. Super fantastic mega news. And so we're gonna put that right there in the center of that card. This is a great little sentiment set if you don't own it. It's pretty fantastic. I love it. All right, so now that we have that on the inside, I'm going to close this to make sure I don't stick my finger in it. And we're going to do that same little sticky method, only I should have adhesive still on there. See, that's the beauty of using this method. And we're going to go ahead and put it in, and we will cut that. There's our woohoo. I'm going to pull that off. All right, let me talk to you about the flowers. So these flowers are very simply put together. I'm going to do a little bit of bending of, I'm going to do the large ones back and the small ones forward. Okay, so there's that one. It's the same thing. You just have to make sure that you have them held onto firmly and you don't pull too hard because you'll rip it. I mean, it's only paper. All right, so there's that. Let's go ahead and just attach with some wet adhesive. So I'm gonna put a little bit of wet in the middle of this one. We'll put one of these guys inside, and then I'm gonna use a mini dimensional to put our center. So let me grab the back. There's that one. It's kind of pretty. We'll do the same thing here. Just add a little bit of wet adhesive. Put our flower in the center. You really can get a variety of looks with this Paper Florist. Just don't be afraid to mix them up. Cut, you know, die cut them, lay them out, figure out what you like, what you think looks best. And that's how I made all of these flowers, just, you know, trying it out. So for my woohoo, I think I'm gonna lift that up. So I'm gonna put 3 dimensionals because I over dimensionalize most things. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that first. And then we're gonna put dimensionals on the back of my flowers. We'll put 1 on each of those. And then the leaves are going to get glued flat, but let's go ahead and pull all the backs off of everything. We'll be ready to go. All right. So let's do our woohoo first. We're going to put that over here, kind of off to the side. There's that. And then, like I have told you about gluing the leaves, I'm going to turn these ends of these leaves up a little, and I'm just going to put adhesive on that same little back area, up and around like that. And we're going to put this one here in between these two. So I'm just going to lay that one there, put the flower over the top. Maybe let's pull it down a little bit. All right, that looks good. And then this one, we're gonna go the opposite direction. So let's go ahead and do the glue the same way. And we're gonna have this one stick up. So we'll put it maybe up there. And then we'll stick this little flower right here. What do you guys think of that card? That one's pretty cute. All right, one more to go, guys. One more to go. Let's put our rhinestones on, and we are ready for our final card. So let's put one up here, one here, one maybe right there. All right, so there's that one. On to the final piece. So let's glue all our parts and pieces together. Again, we'll put our squares here, glue our berry burst. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. I think that, yeah, they're just fun, happy cards. I think so. We're going to go ahead and lay that piece in there. Now we're going to figure out how we want our squares to be. And once we have them in place, I pull them apart one at a time. It's just how I am. It's how I keep things lined up. It's hard to, if you pull them off and then just try and stick the first one down and hope it's going to be good. So I lay them where I want, and then one at a time, I pull them up. And then when I place them, I know they're going to be in a good place, right? So I'm going to use my tweezers, and I'm going to place as we go. There's one. Let's do the one next to it. And I just want to leave about 1/8 of an inch or so in the middle, maybe a little less, a hair less. Let's do this one. Thank you, Joyce, I appreciate it. All right, one more to go. We're in the home stretch, ladies. I'm so happy that you guys are here with me today, keeping me company as I make these 4 cards. It's a really fun way to use something that you really love and just one little piece of 6x6. It's a really fun way to make some cards. And I hope that you guys will enjoy how I laid them out for you on my website. If you have any questions, you can leave comments also on my website. There's a section for comments, and I welcome those. Just let me know. All right, so for this last piece, I'm going to show you some different florals. All right, so for this one, we have this long little fringy piece, and it is this die right here. So that cut that out. Then we have this leaf right here, and I needed 2 of those. Then we got one of these little star pieces again, which is this one right here. And then this die that has 3 petals is what we're using for this. Now this is a large flower, and so I want to use some blending. So I'm going to blend a little bit of fresh freesia onto it just to add a little bit of dimension, because the petals are so large. I don't want them to be as flat. So as you can see, I'm just going around the edges with my small blending brush and adding, this is a fresh freesia cardstock, and I'm just adding some fresh freesia ink around the edges of my cardstock so that you just get just a little bit of variation in color. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it. I think I'm going to bring the camera down for a minute for this flower. This is our final one. So hang on, don't get dizzy on me. I'm bringing you down. Okay. So here is this one. And there is, you can see that slight variation there. Just by adding a little bit of color, we're also going to grab a scrap paper. I have to find one here. I know I have them on my desk all over the place. And I'm gonna add some color onto this piece to change it a little darker. And we're gonna add color to this when we're done, but not yet. So I'm gonna close this temporarily and put it to the side. And I'm gonna show you what to do with this. You can either take a skewer, which I keep one on my desk. I use it for lots of different things. Or you can use the end of your stylus. So you could use that. Whatever works for you, grab it and use it. So I'm just going to use that and hold on to it. And I'm going to start winding this piece little by little. And I'm just going to make sure that the straight edge stays along that straight edge. Okay. And you just keep twirling and making sure that you're nice and tight. And you're just going to wind this up a little bit at a time. We're almost to the end. All right, before we get to this end, I'm going to put some wet adhesive right here on that end, and I'm just going to press it lightly and just hold it for a minute. And I'm going to get some glue on my finger because I put a little too much, but I still have my baby wipe next to me, so I'm going to wipe that off on here. And I'm just going to hold it in place until it grabs. And once that piece has grabbed on there, you can see that it's wound around. You can just slide the skewer out and you have this little hole, this little cylinder piece, okay? So I'm just going to let that sit for right now and really grab the adhesive that's holding that little roll together. Let it grab. And we're going to go ahead and glue these 3 pieces together and form our flower. I'm going to mix them together like this. You can see what I'm doing without glue. And I'm going to make a 3-petaled flower. All right. So we're going to start one at a time. I'm going to put wet adhesive here. Move my card out of the way. And I'm just going to put one overlapping the other. There's one. And then I'm going to put wet adhesive on the back of this one and on the top of this one. And that's a little bit too much, so I'm just going to try and get some off. My glue has decided to come out in force, but it's okay. I'm just going to play with it till I get it how I want. I'm going to move that over and bring this in front, and I have a little 3-petal. Now this one doesn't have any adhesive, so I'm going to bend it back, and that piece that's left on the tip from me wiping it off, I'm just going to rub that in there and press it down. Because again, I'm going to get glue on my fingers, but that's okay. I have my handy dandy baby wipe near me. All right. So I'm going to let that sit for 1 second, and I'm going to grab my silicone mat here, and I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this little star one. Remember, I inked up the front, so I need to make sure I have the back. And I'm going to add just a little bit of glue there. And I am going to glue that directly onto my, oh gosh, I can't even think. Onto my 3-petaled flower. My brain's starting to get tired. All right, so that's covers all of those pieces that were overlapped, okay? Now we're going to curl these pieces, okay? We're going to curl them back. So I'm going to hold that piece I just glued, and I'm going to curl back against. And because it's bigger, you have to do it a few times because you're breaking the fibers down in the cardstock and getting it to really grab. And so see how that curled really nicely on all the petals? All right, I'm going to push that down like that, and I'm going to lift these up and form kind of like a, I don't know, a cupped flower, okay? That's what we're doing so far. We're going to take this little roll, it's sat there for a few minutes, and we're going to go ahead and take our fingernail or our finger and pull on these pieces, just like this. And as you see, it starts forming this really cute little baby, almost like a marigold or a chrysanthemum, or I don't know, some little flower that has a ton of like little baby petals. I don't even know because I'm not like a connoisseur of all flower types. If you guys know, tell me. But I just love how that flounces out like that. Isn't that so pretty? And you still have this cylinder that's all glued together, and then you have this little furled piece at the top. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a little ink. So I'm going to grab some fresh freesia. I'm going to grab my scrap paper. I'm going to make sure it's not like too dark, but I'm going to add that to this piece here to add some variation in color, okay? And then the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add wet adhesive to this bottom part of my circle, okay? And we're going to press that down onto our flower for a minute and let that grab. And I'm just going to put this to the side. We're going to go ahead and stamp our little strip with our berry burst. And this one's going to say, what's new? It's going to be one of those hello or hi friend cards, or I haven't heard from you in a while. What's going on with you kind of cards. So I'll make sure I'm in the camera here for you guys because I lowered the camera down. All right, so I'm going to stamp what's new right here onto this little 1/2-inch scrap of basic white. There's my what's new. And I kind of like that it's a little long. Ow, I pinched my finger for a second. Sorry, guys. All right, so we're going to clean that one off. And I'm going to trim it down just slightly. I don't want to cut too much off. I want this one to have kind of a longer end. And again, I'm going to use that same little piece that is my little handle. I'm going to bring in my punch. Put it in. Punch my little what's new. And we'll glue that onto our card. And then I'm going to show you. We're going to put that down here. Let's take this piece off. It's going to go right there. So let's go ahead and add some wet adhesive. So put that one right here. All right, onto our flower. This is going to go here in the center of our square. And I'm going to tuck these leaves in. I want my leaves to curl backwards. And we're just going to put, just like I did on the other leaf, I'm going to put just a little bit of adhesive. I'm going to put one there. And I'm going to put one next to it. The two of them will be side by side. And then I'm going to add my flower. A little bit of wet on the back. Find my right placement. And I'm going to press around that tube, not on it, and press my flower into place. And then you can always, once it's dry and secured to your card, and it's glued there, you can fluff up your little petals just like that. All right, so there's our 4th card. I'm bringing the camera back up, guys. So hold on, close your eyes if you get dizzy. All right, I think we're good there. Let me move all my mess off the desk. All right, we used that punch. We used the Paper Florist Dies. What else did we use? Charming Sentiments. Let me grab that. So that was this, right? Oh, I forgot to put rhinestones on this one. Let's add our rhinestones. Can't forget that, right? We got to have a little bling on our card. Let's put our rhinestones. I'm going to get one. I'll put one up here. And one here. And maybe down here. Yeah, that looks good to me. What do you guys think? Good? All right, so let's show the 4 cards that we made. 1, 2, 3. Where's the other one? Make sure, I think I need to go a little higher. I'm bringing you guys up a little more so that we can fit all this into the picture, right? We got room to move over. And what's the last one? Oh, the daisy. There we go. Thank you, Nicole. Thanks for being here. I appreciate having you and for you to make a comment. Thank you, Anne. I hope that you will come back again. Oh, yeah, your quilling tool would be perfect. And I hope that you enjoyed this live. I hope all of you guys enjoyed it, that you'll be back next Tuesday at 8 p.m. when I'll have another set of products. I do still have videos coming out this week. There'll be a new one tomorrow and a new one on Thursday. So if anybody places an order with me of $50 or more, you get a tutorial bundle. Any order at all gets my customer card for the month. That will be posted on my website, I think on the 12th, so next Monday. You guys will get to see what the card is for the month of June. And I hope that you guys enjoyed your time with me tonight. I certainly enjoyed having you. Thanks for being here. And I hope to see you next Tuesday night. Does anybody have any questions before I let you go? You're welcome, Rita. I always try and share a little something of what I've learned when I've run into situations, because it happens, you know, you run into situations and you don't necessarily know what to do because you've cut your piece too small or whatever. And so I try and show you all the little tips and tricks that I do when I run into problems that I make for myself. And I hope I will see you guys here tomorrow. Share my videos with your friends. Pin to Pinterest. I'm very, very grateful for you guys, and I hope to see you here soon. Thanks for being here. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!